Good morning, all of the presentees, our participants, the representatives of media, everybody who is watching us now online, everybody who is watching the recording of this press conference. We are happy to welcome you here. Thanks God for the opportunity today to conduct this press conference. So I'd like to speak to all of the presentees. In case of the emergency, you have the opportunity to get down to the bomb shelter. Everything is safe, organized here. So far we are here. We are beginning to speak about our project. Dear friends, so what Artarmor is? Well, let us first, before you get to know more, let us watch a short video, the intro, what Artarmor is. Can art just literally stop the bullet and save the lives, especially in the horrors of war in Ukraine? A unique project of Artarmor. The most prominent and famous Ukrainian art activists will use the plates from the armored vests and transform them into art objects. The story of saved lives behind each of the plates, unique art objects. The project is created to acquire protection for everybody who is protecting good and freedom. So take part and save Ukraine and the whole free world. This is the investment into our common future. Please join Artarmor, the art that saves lives. The art that saves lives. So this is how it is. So I'd like to say from my behalf, well, first of all, that I'm a moderator of this event, first of all, because I was one of the co-organizers of this event. But I would like to say from my behalf that I personally... Did I say that I am Artem Haharin? No? Okay, let me tell that. My name is Artem Gagarin. And why I was interested in this project? Because I consider it to be a unique project. This definitely has never happened before. Firstly. Secondly, the idea needs to click, to be a hook. This idea really hooked me, it impressed me, because Artarmor is about art. Artarmor is not about weapons, it's about protection. Artarmor is about the life, the saved life. So this project helps to save lives twice, 3 times, and just endless number of times. I can tell about this project from the side, but there are some of the people who had once this idea to make all of that. I don't know how it took place, I don't know what inspired them. Well, I can guess, of course, what inspires all of us and what leads us, but it seems to me that much better will be told about the idea of this project creation, what are the plans, what are the objectives of this project. So it would be better told by the person who is managing this process since the first day, who is really excited now, who is in touch with us 24/7, so you can write any time to this person and you'll get a response or the solution. And I'm sure that with this person, the project will become successful. That is definitely. So I give the floor to Oleksandr Kovalchuk, the initiator of the project. I'm happy to give you the floor. So a couple of words, please. Thank you. Thank you, Artem, for the wonderful introduction, and whoever is watching us today and listening to us will watch us. There is an idea and there is a project, so I think everybody understands the difference. Well, of course, the idea, when we heard about this idea, it was assessed, it was valued, and it really hooked us. I will tell who are we, who are those us I mentioned above. And then this idea grew and became the project we're speaking about today, and which we will present for the Ukrainians, and not only Ukrainians, but the representatives of the international community on the 14th of October during the Day of Defender here in Kyiv city. So who are we? A couple of words about the volunteer movements and the charity fund with the same name, Ukraine for Heroes. So just since the third day of the war, I, together with my colleagues, have founded this organization, who later was joined by thousands of volunteers all over Ukraine, and not only in Ukraine, but in Europe and all over the world, who helped our organization to form the food packages, the sets of foods, of medicines, of hygiene products, and to deliver them to the hardest corners of our country, to the occupied territories or to the areas which were under shellings. This is how the organization Ukraine for Heroes started its activities. And till today, well, still we are working. We have sent hundreds of thousands of packages and product sets with food and medicines to the hottest spots. That's what I may say. So I thank again all the colleagues, all the co-organizers and volunteers who during these complicated times and today also are working in this direction. Simultaneously, we considered different scenarios of different projects which would aim to help our military and servicemen. So the idea which we heard in March about, we took it as a foundation for our future project. So this project today is what we present. The idea to save lives really hooked us most of all. The idea of the comeback or of the second life for the plates of the armored vests, which already saved our warriors' lives through the art, through the creation of pictures on those plates. They gave us an opportunity to think. Then we could only think that in this way we will be able to involve or to reach every heart of every human being all over the world, because everybody really has something to do with the art. People are not indifferent. This project never existed before, but we really liked it. We invested lots of resources, energy and time into it. We were lucky to work with really talented and I would say the most famous artists of Ukraine who represent Ukraine for the whole world. We were able to work and we're going on working with the creative agency of McCann. Wonderful people who are also here in Ukraine and abroad are working with us in this project. This project turned out to be interesting. This project, in our opinion, became very perspective, and you can understand that as we are involved into it, we believe into this project. But when we present it to different people, not only the fans of art, but and those who would like to save lives, to the usual citizens, we never saw the person who wouldn't say wow. And also we, on our way of this project implementation, we get acquainted with a big number of Ukrainian warriors who came back from the front line alive but wounded, unfortunately. We could see the process of their recovery in the hospitals. We could see how they are recovering their physical state in a less complicated way. And when we were speaking about the idea of the project with them, that we will be using the plates which already saved the lives and to draw pictures on them, to reach with this information the whole world and to create new opportunities to take more plates, and not only plates, but different means for the protection of life, they were, softly saying, really deeply impressed with the ideas of this project. They are supporting us, they are following us, they know that what we are doing, so it really inspires us a lot. I ask all of you to follow the events in our project. We are a rather open organization, and we will inform you how we are developing the project in Ukraine and beyond it. Thank you. I am just listening and listening. You know, I know a lot about this project, but there are some things I haven't known about it. But it seems to me, Oleksandr, you don't know a lot. I mean, how it will develop further on. But I think there is the person who knows how it should be done for the whole world to know, to be aware, and to hear about this project as well, and about this idea. Because really, these plates, they are out of use already. They had already their life cycle. Yes, they are already can't be used. So they were just stored somewhere. If there is the wish, you can tell how it took place. Just a couple of words. This is an important issue. Thank you. We took a decision that we will take the plates, only official plates, so-called. We took the plates from the armored vests and we addressed the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, the armed forces, the general staff, to take only the plates which, first of all, saved lives. That is, they were not fully damaged, they really saved lives, that they really were at the front line and they came back to Kyiv. And here, directly in Kyiv, the general staff, we got all of our already used plates. Then we gave it to the creative studio of McCann. Yevhen will tell about this process. And the plates of the armored vests, when you take them to your hands, I think that Anton will tell about his impressions as well. There is this feeling that this was the object which really saved life for a live human being. And you understand that this person, thanks to this plate, thanks to this simple architecture, stayed alive. Then we met those people, and our impressions and emotions came back even with greater wave while working on this project. Well, yeah, really. This seems to be so simple, but this idea is really cool. And let me repeat that this plate, which already worked through its life cycle, it's come back to save more than one life. So I already was speaking about the international community of our project, and we have the people who are responsible for that. I'm gladly giving the floor to the creative director of McCann Company in Kyiv, Yevhen Kaminskyi. Yevhen, please. Thank you. A couple of words for the beginning. Yes, thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm the representative of the biggest ad network in the world, McCann, and I'm the representative of the Ukrainian office. So let me combine the languages to be more precise in my wordings. So since the first day of the beginning of the war, since the 24th of February, each of the Ukrainians, when they wake up, when they go to bed, maybe we have one idea in our mind, maybe one thought: what else can I do for our victory? How else can I help those brave people who are now protecting not only the whole Ukraine, but, as we now understand, the whole Europe and the whole world? So since the first days, the first weeks, we began to think on which idea could help that. And all of our colleagues acted like this. We've implemented lots of creative projects. Other advertisement and creative studios and design agencies, you will see a whole multitude of creative ideas which will help to get either more weapons or, as it's done in our case, to save more lives. So I'm grateful to our partners in this project, because it's always, when we say a teamwork, this is the project which lots of efforts were invested in, and we hope that it will serve the aim, the objective for the sake of which we are all working here, for the life of each of the warrior, for the health of each of the warrior at the front line to be saved. Artem named this project unique. Well, in fact, it's not far from truth. The thing is that, please think that during the centuries, the humanity has developed what is called a humanistic idea. We thought that the world has already achieved this level of humanism with the transfer through the culture, when the human being's life is invaluable, when we sing odes to beauty and harmony, and we condemn sufferings, the war, which it bears. But it turned out on the 24th of February that everything was in a different way, and in the 21st century we still see horrid atrocities which we only read books about or saw in the movies before. So it turned out that the whole humanistic layer, the whole culture did not cope to stop them. So when we decided to think on the ideas, I would say every Ukrainian, including babies, knew how the plate inside the armored vest looks like to save the warrior's life. So we were looking at these plates, as Oleksandr said, because they really have some energy of fight within them, which already had the enemy's bullet or the shell, the fragment in them. So we thought the following. As I already said, the art, the culture, always said how important it is to save lives. But in fact it turned out that bullets kill, and people perish again. So in fact the culture did not cope with that. So we decided, God damn it, we will try to change that. And maybe, really, this was the first project in the history of humanity where the artists literally, did not metaphorically but physically, are saving lives of the warriors. And as it was already mentioned, the idea is simple. With the help of our partners from the General Staff, the Ministry of Defense, we got the plates which were introduced into the armored vests. And it's weird to say that they already worked with their functions. They really saved the lives of the warriors. As we know now, the plate in the armored vest is a very expensive and rare thing, I would say. And our colleagues, volunteers, would fight for them, taking them from all over the world. But sometimes it happens, and we got to know about this project in the process, that the plate can work on. Or sometimes it happens that it saved the life of the warrior, but it cannot perform its original function. So all of those written down plates, after we saw that the life of the warrior has been saved and the good armored vest is really the most efficient means for protection, so we got them and then we gave them to several most famous, most prominent artists of Ukraine who are well known all over the world, and the works of which literally and indirectly, aesthetically and financially, they are worth a lot. So, combining those two spheres, the sphere of war and the sphere of fight, the artists who have already been creating beauty and singing odes to the value of the human life, we got the third quality, and you could see that in the videos, several ready works. Those plates in the hands of those creators were transformed into totally unique art objects. Those are really unique artworks, objects, which bear the historical and aesthetical value. As you already could understand, leaving back the technical details, all of that will be done for the plates who have already accomplished their function, transformed into the artworks to accumulate new means, to acquire new protection means. As far as I know, the Minister of Defense of our country, Alexei Reznikov, knows about this project, got acquainted with it, and he said that this idea is either good or even genius one. I'm not boasting, I'm just telling that he made an assessment. The plate, which already saved the life of the warrior and already has achieved its aim and is not used anymore, it turned out to be really efficient in the next step, that is the acquirement of new means. And Alexei Reznikov even advised which means, which money our colleagues from the Foundation Ukraine for Heroes will be allocating I do hope this money will be substantial, so we will save new lives. As Artem has already mentioned, I'm already concluding, we would like to expand the project, because the world has a huge number of people who would like to help. The world has a huge number of artists who, I would say, consider an honor to take part in this project. So we will develop it because we value the life of each warrior, so we need more and more protection means. Thank you. So please join. Thank you, Yevhen. Yes, really, I would like to say that this feeling when you are holding in your hands the plate for the first time in your life, I don't know, different emotions can emerge. But I know that art is emotions. The art cannot exist without emotions. So that's what I'd like to ask, giving the floor to Anton, which emotions it led to. Maybe some of the details or interesting details. And one more observation, that's what I was thinking. Even in our logo and altogether, I could see the plates. In lots of them, the bullet was aimed into the heart. So this hole which was created is close to the heart. We understand why they're shooting there, but still, they were trying, our adversaries, our enemies tried to aim for the heart. And I think that in this project we will aim for the heart as well, but in the good sense of the word. It would be a very well-aimed shot which will achieve its aim in its project, and all of that will be done thanks to our artists who, as it was already mentioned, have joined. Those are the top artists of the world, of Ukraine. We already said that we had the conversation before, and we were speaking about the possible involvement of the world artists in the future. So we were told, and we said we already used and involved the world artists, because the Ukrainian artists are world artists as well. And I think that on the 14th of October you will have the pleasant impressions and the whole world will see that. But so far we have Anton Logov, the artist, one of the creators of this project. Yes, hello. Well, thank you for the introduction, for the speeches, and I thank all the organizers for this really unusual idea, which impresses, which still lives in the memory. And I get that it gets not only to the heart, but to the soul. Because when I saw this armor for the first time, you know, it was very warm and bright for me. It's a sacred talisman, the one which really saves lives. And the most important, what we have in the world is life. So when I got the first idea, this sacred character and connection to this topic, I always remember the drawing which I done in April. This is the angel which is going through the explosion and goes on. This angel cannot perish. So that is why our guys are also the angels who cannot perish. That is so important, and I emphasize that with the classical frame which are there in fragments, it's very important. This is already the history which we are saving. We are hanging these pictures on the walls. We would like to see that, to remember that, and to give it to the next generations. Well, yeah. I've seen already all of the pictures. I was impressed. I would like to see them, of course, not only on the photos, but on the 14th of October. I'd like to see them personally, and for the whole world to see them. I know that there are some plans that it will be not only in Ukraine, that this exhibition, yes, definitely. I'd like to add a couple of words to the works themselves. I don't know whether you mentioned that we have 9 participants of our project. Why 9, not more? Well, because, of course, we would like to involve a bigger number, and there are lots of people people who desire to join our project. But as we have the goal to open or to present our project on the 14th of October, because the 14th is the Day of the Defender, and so just to have enough time till this day for the intercession of the Most Holy Queen Mother of God, for them to have enough time to provide that. And then, of course, we would like to create a big challenge and to invite to the participants in this project some of the world's most famous artists, creators, who will also won't be indifferent to this topic. And we are sure in that, because working on this project, we understood one thing for ourselves, and we even changed the slogan of our organization into "Help Ukraine equals Save the World." So helping Ukraine, you're helping the whole world. And now every single person on this planet knows exactly that if we, God forbid, I mean we, Ukraine, don't cope, well, of course it's impossible, we understand that we will definitely prevail, but every single person in the world should understand that helping Ukraine, they're taking care about their countries as well, about their children and themselves personally. Whenever they are located in Europe, in the US, in any corner of the world, all of the people already felt the consequences of this war. So far the economic consequences, but again, the scale of this war could be even more. So we would like to find these communicational opportunities and to involve the most famous artists who, through their art, will make their fans aware on the territories where they are located at about the idea of our project, about the protection of our warriors, because the more we spend our efforts to protect our warriors, the more we have opportunities for the quick victory. And we're already sure in that. We know that having incredibly contemporary protection means, and I don't mean only plates, those are the headsets, the special attire, the helmets. We are saving lives of our warriors who are going on with their hard work, and they won't have any injuries leading us to the victory in this war. Okay, going on, I remembered the story, and I think that everybody has seen it in different public channels and Telegram channels, the story when the Russian soldier, withdrawing from one of the Ukrainian cities, stole a laptop. Just a cool MacBook, a laptop. He stole it and he threw away his plate from the armored vest and inserted the laptop. But the laptop did not save his life. The plate was left somewhere on the battlefield. So the thing that we are saving, preserving those plates and giving them new lives, shows our attitude altogether, even to the plates which help human lives, and to our warriors who are giving their lives, who at the price of their health, their future, they save our country, the whole world. So I think that that's another reason to think about that, though it seems to me they are not thinking there. Those who are against us, they never think. But maybe this project still will make someone think what is really taking place and how their lives are not valued. Maybe they won't even go to war. Or maybe they will surrender instantly to save their lives. So that's me leading you to the topic of our heroes, our warriors, because we don't only have 9 plates, we have 9 stories. 9 stories of the warriors whose lives were saved by those plates. Each of those stories are unique, and without any exaggeration, every single person is a hero out of them, among them. Now they are in the hospitals, and our reporters, journalists, volunteers, journalists, We are all working for the sake of our common goal. We have the wish to create this project, to make it work. So they used to visit hospitals and took interviews and comments. The warriors told their own stories. And honestly speaking, when you watch it, it's hard. The emotions can be really different, diverse. But we understand that all of that is done for the victory, and we will definitely prevail with such warriors. We even have this virtual participant, I would say. This T-shirt reflects all of our heroes because they left their signatures here. This T-shirt will be given to our museum, the Museum of the Foundation. So every single person who comes to us will see that and remember our heroes. So far, you have the opportunity to see one of these stories, so please watch the screen.
Знову настала зима. А приказу наступати нема. Злидні російські тремтять, під гарматами п'яні лежать. Ти, командир, я дивлюсь, скільки років тобі спитати боюсь. Мене дома сім'я, дочка така і онук немовля. Треба забрати своє, а зрадники хай йдуть на чуже. Хай їх там люблять і ждуть, якщо вони треба комусь. Знову настала зима, а приказу наступати нема. У Запорізькій області
In Zaporizhia region, Polohy district,
Пологовський район,
that was Polohy district,
від Бердянська.
not far from Berdyansk.
Хто працював,
So whoever was working there, I was the head of the guard of the agrarian company. So it was named after 40-year anniversary of October. This was the name which left from the ex-collective farms. We used to live a good life. We grew sunflowers, wheat. 12,000 hectares of land were there in the agrarian firm. We had cattle, dairy products, so everything was working for Ukraine until the war started. The war. I was already in Bakhmut when the war started. Since the first day of the war, I went as a volunteer. I went earlier, on the 21st of November, when I became a volunteer, and I was there already in Donbass. And early in the morning, on the 24th of February, Bakhmut was already under shelling. There were incoming shells there already. And it was announced that this is the war. I'm just a usual soldier from the storm infantry. We are definitely all the time in the trenches at the front line. No one besides us. We should go and we shouldn't surrender. Everything is demolished. We did not see many people there. It's empty there. Where I've been, it's empty there. The buildings are empty. It's empty. emptiness. Not
Not
only in Mariinka, in Donbass as a whole, that's awful. They destroyed Bakhmut as well. So they take the people from the outskirts, the people who do not understand anything in the politics, that they say something to them and they wouldn't argue. So those are the Russians they are taking here. The weapon is really obsolete. It's easy to kill a person there with these drones. They provide the coordinates, and you can zoom it in and show. So it comes just directly into the trench. They will pay a lot for that. God knows everything. He sees. No one will hide from Him. The sky is the God's eye. No one will hide. We need to pray. I pray for Ukraine. We are Ukraine, we are the shield of Europe. We are taking these hardest blows. We are the shield. God forbid something happens with the shield. They will be the next ones. Because you know what's on the mind of Putin. He's really sick that the Soviet Union used to be, and the Soviet soldiers were soldiers in Hungary, in Bulgaria, in Poland, in Czechoslovakia. So this is their idea. So we, Ukraine, are the shield of the European Union. And they will help us, and they know about that. The plans, well, lots of my plans are in the past already. We created plans, but where are they all left? I can't even believe that we had this life of paradise and suddenly it all stopped. Well, I will tell you the following. The life did not stop. The life is going on. And we are trying to make it go on with the project of Artarmor for as big number of our warriors, our heroes, as it's possible. We have some of the media representatives. You have the opportunity to pose a question. So please take the mic. Yaroslav Chebanuk, TV channel Rada. I would like to ask you, you said that the Arch project is aimed to collect money, to fundraise for the warriors. Could you tell more how it will take place? Maybe it will be a charity auction or any other way. Thank you. That's what I like. The journalists are always speaking about money. So we are speaking about lives, but yes. So, first of all, the project really, well, at least we can see it, it could solve several issues simultaneously. The first one, and we would really like, thanks to this opportunity, to communicate with the wider circle of people, for our warriors and servicemen to understand and to know that there is a charity fund, the volunteer movements, creative agencies, organizers. Those are different people in this country who are thinking how to help them. I'm sure that they know about that, but this project, which we are speaking now about, will become one more motivational drop into their everyday life, and they will see that someone is thinking about something very specific, that is the protection means. The second issue is not to let the world forget about this important topic. Yes, of course, in the TV channels, in the news, in the radio, and the social networks all over the world, the topic of Ukraine is raised every day. We understand that, but every day less and less time is spent by the world to speak about that, because those are the rules of the news. So we are searching for different communication channels to cover a wider circle of people who would maybe even haven't known about this problem before. The people who are into arts, the people who are into some of the surnames of the artists all over the world. The third issue, which you were asking about, is how. Well, of course, in the perspective, this will be the charitable auctions. Those could be even, we already spoke about that, that maybe the team which manufactures plates, I don't know, the US, the German, the Italian, the French, any famous manufacturing company will get to know about our project, and they will say, let's take the plate which already saved the life of the warrior in Ukraine during the real war, not just some trainings, but real war, and in this way we will tell the world that our plates are working. So you will give us the plate, and we will give you, for instance, 100, 200, or maybe 1,000 of new plates which you will be able to give to your warriors, and it can be like that as well. I'd like to tell you one more thing in a nutshell, that the protection means need to all of the types of troops need the protection means, whether those are just marine infantry, maybe just usual infantry, or maybe the pilots, the artillery, the intelligence services, or maybe the ones who are communicators. Everybody needs the protection means. So it's an incredibly huge circle of people we'd like to help to. So I'd like to add that the media representatives also need the plates, the protection means, because they are also there. They are directly in the vicinity of the enemy. They are risking their lives. So that is why this project is not only for our warriors, for everybody who is at the front line. Yesterday we all saw that you can go even to work in the peaceful center of Kiev and still die, not only at the front line. So yeah, it happens. Please, any other questions? Hello, Karina Vakhvareva, TV channel Inter. I would like to thank you. The plans are ambitious and they lead to my respect. Thank you for such a cool initiative. I'd like to ask you, as far as I understand, the exhibition will be conducted during the Defenders' Day. Where will be able to see those plates, and what's their further fate? Will they migrate to Europe for the whole world to see them? Thank you. Well, the first part, well, let me answer the first part of the question, and then I will give the floor to my colleagues, because as for the world and Europe, you will tell more. So, first of all, on the 14th of October, as it was already mentioned by Oleksandr, this will be the exhibition. We understand that now we have the conditions when we can't invite a big number of people, and there are lots of people who would like to attend. When we began to form the lists for the invitations, this is the issue, that people are interested, people are hooked by these projects, and so this is the sign for us that this initiative is a good one. But it's in our plans to create a situation for this exhibition at least to be seen in Ukraine, but also in the world as well. We would like it to take place in the world too. So we've invited on the 14th of October the representatives of the embassies, the consulates, lots of the countries, international media, right? So this is the bridge to what you said, to the world. But one of our bridges is the company of McCann, which will do everything possible for more people to see that. Yes, we are already doing that. So today we are just announcing the project. This is the beginning of the project. We are opening the website. The project has the landing page, and there you will be able to get acquainted with the gallery of works, and then I guess they will migrate. As I already mentioned before, we Ukrainians do not need any additional incentive or stimuli to donate. to help our army and to do everything for the front line and for the victory. But the world has lots of people, as it was mentioned by Oleksandr. Unfortunately, the informational agenda is done like this, that the war is still leaving the first pages of the newspapers. We're doing everything possible for it not to take place, telling stories about such heroic people like this simple soldier, just a simple hero who understands everything about this life and who has... And when we feel protected behind his back, so Europe and the world should feel protected as well. You said that the plans are ambitious, right? As I already mentioned, this first Ukrainian approach was done by the most prominent Ukrainian artists, the names of whom are well known to anyone who values art in any country. It will tell them a lot, but also the world has the artists in other countries who would like to join this project, who would also like to help us. The collectioners, those who value art, who would definitely buy such works. So in this way the project will grow in the international way. We already mentioned that we have some of the deals. We are working on the different ways how it will be implemented, so please follow. You can see the website link on my sleeve, so we are go globally. Artarmor.org. This is the link to our website. Do we have any other questions? We are out of questions, so what can I say? I'd like to thank all of you. We will see each other on the 14th, of course. We will be active in the media space, so I'd like to tell that who is watching us online or is watching the recording, you will see that. If you didn't get to this event, it's okay. We will make you aware about it. There will be the opportunity, and then I think first we will win, and then we will create a huge exhibition of our works, which will be really numerous till those moments. Oleksandr wanted to add something. Yes, I wanted to express my gratitude to all of the participants who were joining this project. This is an incredibly big team which is working now on this project. Taking into account our artists and the whole team, that's approximately 30 people who are actively working on the development of this project. And also we are supported by the Ministry of Defense, Oleksiy Yuryevich Reznikov, and the whole team of his. They are incredibly cool, and Valery Zaluzhny knows about our projects and also supports our project. The Ministry of the Interior, which will include the National Police, the National Guard, and the State Emergency Service, the State Border Service, the Security Service of Ukraine. So everybody, just all the law enforcement authorities and the military in this country, the main institutions and authorities know about our project, support our project. I hope that together with us it will have a fresh start, and it will give the opportunity to our charity fund to provide our warriors with the protection means. And this small surprise, which we were not speaking about so far, we have a little surprise which we are preparing for the 14th of October. Yes, we are preparing it, we are waiting. Well, so far we have something additionally. We need a little detail to make this surprise full scale. But we will show it a bit on the 14th of October. Yes, we will show what it will be. So I think that Oleksandr, when he told about that, he did not mention about the presidential office and the president of Ukraine himself, who cannot be aside during this implementation of the project. They should be involved. So it seems to me this is the team. When you said that we are 30, So 30 is just nothing, because our team is enormous. Everybody who is protecting our country, from the superiors to the warriors, every warrior of the armed forces of Ukraine, every volunteer, lots of people are working on this project. So this is the whole country. Yes, it seems to me that our project, its main objective is to win, to prevail on all of the front lines. That's true. That's our little front, one of our front lines. So what can I tell you? We wish victory to all of you. We will definitely prevail. Glory to Ukraine, glory to the heroes, glory to the nation, and you know what we are telling after that. I will not tell this phrase, but everybody understood it. Thank you for the press conference. I thank you. Have a nice start, and I wish you more